morning, everybody. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts, and a little bit of my life thrown in. So welcome. If this is your first time finding the channel, I'm so glad that you found me, and I hope that you enjoy what I have to talk to you about, and that you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Because I'm trying to grow the channel just like everybody else here on FlossTube. So, yeah, so please hit the subscribe button. If you are a returning viewer, then thank you so much for coming back. You guys mean so much to me, and I enjoy, as I say every week, I enjoy so much the time that I spend with you guys on Sunday mornings, talking to you about all my random stuff. So, today is March 1st. 2020, Sunday. Today is my 34th FlossTube video. Since it's March 1st, I thought the first thing that I would do is except I pulled out November, so already I'm starting and being stupid. First thing on the video. Let's see, where's my March? Here it is. Okay. So the ceremonial changing of the year of celebrations from February to March. Ta-da! And that will go right there by my copper molds. There. As soon as I'm done with the video. So yeah, I showed you guys this before. I finished this actually, I think in December or early January, and yeah, so it's March 1st. Time is marching on. Okay. So what I want to talk about today. Oh, first thing that I wanted to say to you guys. This is just blowing my mind. So I have been watching. I binge watch a lot of TV. I'll find a show that I want to watch, and then I watch a lot of it. I got rid of my cable, so I don't have regular network TV anymore, but I have a bunch of streaming services. It was worth it to me to save the like almost $60 that the cable was charging me. So anyway, I have a bunch of streaming services and Hulu and Netflix and all that kind of stuff. So I started watching The Golden Girls, because I've seen The Golden Girls, but I never really watched it, and I never watched it regularly, and I thought, hey, I like the show. So I'll just watch that, and it's what I kind of put on when I'm gonna fall asleep. I like to put on something sort of light that I don't have to concentrate on, and then I set my sleep timer for like 60 minutes or 90 minutes, depending on when I kind of settle down, and I fall asleep very easily to the TV. I have to have a sleep timer where it turns off, though, because if the TV's on like in the middle of the night when I hit the end of a REM cycle, it'll totally wake me up. But anyway, so I started watching The Golden Girls, and I almost fell off my chair like in the first couple episodes. They supposedly, when they started that show, were like 55. I'm getting 55 this summer. I am not a Golden Girl, but apparently I am a Golden Girl. Now, granted, this show was like 30 years ago. Is there some big difference between like the conception of ages from now and 30 years ago? I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe there is. But I mean, when Dorothy said in the very first episode that she was 55, I was like, what? I mean, my concept is always that these ladies were like way older than me. Now, I did look it up because it was freaking me out. And B. Arthur was not 55 when she started the show. She was like 63 or something like that. But still, I guess officially then I am a Golden Girl. I guess that's okay. I mean, I am what I am, but I don't know. It kind of freaks me out. I gotta tell you guys that. Okay, so the weather today is crazy. If you hear weird noise, it's because I do have my windows open to let in a little air, but it's windy, and I don't know. It's supposed to rain today, is what the weather thingy says. This whole past week has been crazy. We got up to 90 degrees on Thursday. Okay, in February, 90 degrees. And then it's still going down to like the mid 40s at night. Then it cooled off after the 90 and it's in like the 70s, high 70s now, but it's supposed to rain today, but I don't know. It's bright and sunny right now, but the wind is going. It's just kind of crazy. So if you hear a lot of rustling, it's because my blinds are smacking around. But I am sitting in chaos in my apartment right now. It's kind of driving me crazy. I told you guys last week I'm having, you know, the second round of them coming in to spray for lovely brown roaches. I know it has to be done, but you know, part of me is like, I'd rather have the roaches than have to deal with this chaos. But I know that isn't true. I know they're gross and they're dirty and they can cause disease and I need to get them out of my apartment. I understand that. But having to clear everything out of the kitchen, cabinets and counters and bathroom is just so, such a challenge, let's say, in an apartment as small as mine, because it's not just the fact of having to pull the stuff out and, you know, put it in a box, which is physically, you know, kind of a pain in the butt to do. I have no place to put it. So I end up having to stack things around, and then to walk around my apartment, I'm having to like twist and wiggle, and you know, like even going into my bathroom, I have this big box on the counter with all this stuff from underneath. And, you know, it's a cardboard box because that's what I had, and you know, it has a flap, and that flap is sticking out, and the pathway to the toilet is only a small pathway, and I hit myself on the stupid flap every time. So, you know, it's kind of like a challenge. Like, do I do stuff early so that I'm not, you know, scrambling at the end and overdoing, which is what I did last time. I waited and I did everything the day before, which I had no choice last time because I didn't even find out about it until like 3 days before they were going to do it. Like, I didn't even get the notification until Sunday or late Saturday that they were going to do it Thursday. So I didn't have much time to prepare mentally as well as physically. This time I knew a little bit ahead of time. I had an extra amount of time, but there's only so much you can do to prepare ahead of time because, you know, this is your kitchen and bathroom. I need to use my kitchen. I don't have the funds to just go out to eat every day for a week. So it's like I've emptied stuff, like all of my utensils, and they're in a box, but they're still sitting on the counter because I still kind of need to use them. And I think I'm going to get to the point tonight, because I'm planning on getting everything pulled out tonight. I'm going to have like a plate and a bowl and a spoon and a fork and just leave that and hand wash it and get everything else put away, because it's just, you know, and then I'm just going to try and not really cook anything elaborate that has to use pots and pans. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing, is like, do I do it ahead of time so that I'm not scrambling and stressed? You know, and then live with the chaos. So I'm going to be in chaos for the next week. And then Saturday before my next video, I will be able to start putting stuff away. But, you know, I mean, it took forever for me to put stuff away the first time. In fact, I didn't completely finish putting stuff away. So, yeah. I mean, I was just getting to the point where I felt like, oh, my life is getting back to order. My apartment's looking good again. And then I have to do it again. So, that's my life right now. So I'm a little bit stressed. I did decide to kind of pace myself yesterday. I knew I had today and yesterday, you know, full days to do this. So I made a list. I'm big on like check off lists when I have to do a big project. So I made a list of all, like, you know, each cabinet is a separate item and stuff like that. And I just decided yesterday, I also wasn't feeling great yesterday. I was having some sciatica issues, so my knee was just like, every time I stood up, I'm hobbling around. But I decided to stitch, and in between stitching, I would, you know, then get up and empty a couple things or do something. And so I did that all day, and I got, you know, about half of it done, which is what my plan was. So I have to do that again today. And then, you know, I do have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night. But I really can't leave a lot for me to do, because I know me, I won't do it, and then I'm going to stress Wednesday night, and yeah. So, Anyway, hopefully I'm on track for everything, and it'll be done by next week, and hopefully everything will be good. So keep your fingers crossed for me. So I have to say, I get a lot of comments, and a lot of people say that they really appreciate that I'm super positive and whatever. And I have to say, I really feel like I have to thank you guys and FlossTube and the whole like stitching community thing for putting that positive spin in my life, because I don't feel like I'm super positive person. But I also feel like when I come on here, I want to be positive. So it's kind of one of those fake it till you make it kind of things. I put a positive spin on things because that's how I want to share it, and then it makes me feel a little bit more positive, and it makes me feel like a better, more positive person. Because I mean, you can't help but deal with the crap in life. I mean, it's gonna happen. So if you can have a positive spin and a sense of humor about it, yeah, I mean, that's all I can suggest. So anyway, so I want to say thank you for complimenting me on being positive, but I also want to say thank you for inspiring me to be positive. So as positive as I can be about, life. Okay, so Etsy shop update, absolutely nothing. I didn't do any resin anything really this week, partly because I'm living in chaos. So March, knock wood, once I get everything back together, then I can do some of the moving forward on that. I have prepped things to take pictures and stuff. I think I'm gonna get an inexpensive light box this month to maybe help take the pictures, because that's what I'm really stressed about. I'm kind of stuck on that idea right now, is I don't really have good lighting and that kind of thing, and I know pictures are so important, but I did see a very inexpensive light box on Amazon, and since my items, the big complaint about this box is that it's small, but since my items are like this big, I don't think it's going to be a problem to use it. So I think I'm going to take a chance on getting that and starting to try and take some pictures, and yeah. But other than that, other than in my brain, there's nothing new that's happened. Okay. So, I have on here, no Etsy update. I'll start working on it when things are back to normal. Okay. Are things ever normal? I mean, in my life, no, they're not. I keep saying I want things to get back to normal, but there is no such thing as normal. And I don't think there ever has been. But anyway, that's just an aside. All right. Okay, it's been, I don't even know how much time, because I have a pop-up on my screen that I don't want to touch and get rid of it, because it'll probably shut down my video when I do that. It says I need to give my cat flea medication today because it's the 1st. So I don't even know how long I've been talking yet, but I haven't even shown you any stitching. So why don't we do that? So I did have a new start and a finish to this week. I had told you guys I was going to try for the first time stitching on linen. This is the linen I dyed. So you can see this is probably not a great piece of linen. I mean, I got it from eBay. I got like a package of 4 pieces of, natural raw linen. I've heard that like the more expensive linen you get, the less their slubs and stuff. This definitely has slubs. And, drumroll please, my verdict is that I am totally not a fan of linen. The fact that the threads were all different thicknesses drove me batty. I was able to do it, okay? I'm a proficient enough stitcher that I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, I can't do it. Of course I can, and I did. But it was not an enjoyable experience stitching on linen. I didn't like it. And I realized, like, compared to even doing tiny count, even weave Lugana or whatever, the thing about that is, like, yeah, you still have to count when you're working on an even weave to skip the holes if you're doing it over 2. But you know, you don't have to guess where the holes are. I mean, in this, and it's like where you have like a fat, slubby thing, and then a little tiny thread. You know, it was not an enjoyable experience. However, I did think I made a cute piece. I did this Little Mermaid by Snowflower Diaries. It was a free pattern, and I adjusted the pattern a ton. Let's see, I actually have the pattern I can show you, because okay, so this is the original picture. It is a free pattern on Snowflower Diaries. There's a lot of, she has a lot of free stuff, and it's really cute. So this was the original pattern, Sweet Summer, and I squished everything in because I wanted to put it in this little 4-inch frame. So I cut out a bunch of stuff, and I moved the little crab over because I wanted to have him, and I put him in this frame that I got at Marshall's for like $1 or something about 8 months ago, which I just think is so cool. So you know, can get the glitter going, and then when it settles, you can see her. One settle. But I just think it's cool. And I changed all the colors around, and you know, as I am wont to do. And I dyed the fabric myself. I think it's really pretty. I'm very happy with the outcome. I've been wanting to put something in this little frame for a long time and couldn't find exactly what I wanted to put in, and I think this works really well. Here she comes. But I really like it. I just didn't really like stitching on linen. So, I mean, I have some more linen, so it's not like I'm not going to try again. I may. But anyway, so that is a start and a finish this week. It actually was just like a 2-day project. So, okay. So, whips. I did work on my Village bookstore this week. I'm not going to pull it out and show you. I did probably about another 200 stitches on it, and you know, I didn't even finish the diagonal yet. So it's still, I'm still in that part. Okay, so here's the picture. Randall Spangler's Village bookstore, and so I'm still, you know, I'm still in this little area right here where it's basically black and then little bits of blue that are coming through the leaves. So it still doesn't look like anything. Yeah, right here. So I will show you guys that maybe when I finish a diagonal. Okay, I also worked on Catnap Faye. I had worked on this. Oh no, what I just dropped. Hopefully nothing that I need for the video. I worked on this last week, and I got about halfway through the, or I don't know, 3/4 through the diagonal, and then I finished the diagonal this week on her. So yes, I did maybe, I don't even think I was into her face yet, but I got to her lips and everything. It was funny because I had pulled a wrong color. Some of these kind of scattered stitches that are kind of defining her nose, I looked and I pulled the wrong thread. And so I was stitching, and it's like I got up to like this part of her up here, and it's like there's these weird like sticking out brown threads, and I was like, I think that's wrong. So I went back, and of course, yeah, I had the wrong color pulled just for in there. And so there's probably maybe 6 or 7 stitches that I had to pull out that were kind of like already, you know, embedded, and I had to pull them out and change them because they were like these like totally like dark brown stitches that were just, it looked really ridiculous. And I didn't realize it until I got up in here, you know, because it's like that when you're working on the diagonal and working on full coverage. Sometimes you're like, why is that color there? And then you like step back and it adds a lot of depth. But yeah, but this didn't add depth. This was like big dark brown stitches in the middle of her face that looked very weird. So let me show you the picture of this. This is by Nadia Tate. So yeah, I think the next diagonal, I don't know if I'll hit the cat yet or the wings, but I'm getting there. For those of you that are interested, I believe that Heaven Earth Designs is having a special Leap Day sale, like 54% off until midnight tomorrow, I think. So I am tempted. I don't need anything else. But there's a couple more quick stitches that I have kind of on my wish list, and I'll have to go in and see. I might spend a few dollars. Not that I have any, but you know how it is. Oops. I just knocked off my needle binder. Okay. Okay, I did work a little bit on my April Year of Celebrations. I did not get that finished, so that, oh, I'm a month ahead, so, but I still want to get this finished fairly quickly and get going on May, because my plan is that, I mean, obviously I want to get each one done the month before I need it, but I'm not going to be stitching on these in May because I'm planning on doing a complete Haid Mania. So that's my plan for Mania this year. The idea of starting a bunch of new starts just, yeah, that stresses me out. And I didn't understand that when I first started watching FlossTube, and I started stitching, or I started watching FlossTube kind of right after Mania, or at the tail end of Mania. So, so people were talking about it, but I didn't really know what it was, and people were talking about, you know, and I didn't understand when people were saying, oh, it would stress them out to have all these new starts, and I didn't really understand that concept. As I've gotten now into having around 20 whips, I understand that concept of I don't want to do too many new starts until I get stuff finished, because I do feel that bit of stress, and I don't like the idea of starting and putting in a few stitches and then putting it aside. To me, that's, I don't know, it's like a waste of stitching work, because it doesn't really feel, if I did that, I wouldn't feel like I was really accomplishing anything. So the idea of doing a bunch of starts for Mania is not one that appeals to me. But I was thinking about it, and I realized, okay, right now I have 3 in progress full coverage Haids, a full size one, the Village Bookstore, that I'm doing 10 stitch, and then I have my 2 quick stitch. And I thought, well, you know, what would happen if I put more time into those than I normally do? Because sometimes it's like I'll pull those out once a month, and you know, and I do get progress, but it's not, you know, but obviously it's taking a long time. So I thought I would try to kind of focus just on those full coverages, and I'll have a Haid Mania. I do have some other patterns to start, and maybe I'll start another one, I don't know. But my rule for Mania is going to be just doing the full coverage. So I'm not going to work on my Year of Celebrations that month, so I need to be ahead so that I already have June done before May starts. Does that make sense? It's a long explanation, but anyway, so I did work on April, and this one is fairly simple. There's another, you know, this border thing, there's another one like that here, and then there's some flowers that go there, and I have to fill in the cloud. But yeah, so this shouldn't take me very long to finish. I completely changed the colors on this just because I was using colors that I've used, you know, already. I have my colors that and basically what I do is I have these 2 red cards. So I've been putting the colors that I'm using for the current one between the red cards, and then these are the other colors that I've used in previous months. Only because I basically want to try and pull from these if I can, so that everything kind of has a similar look. You know, and since I don't use called fors hardly ever anyway. Yeah, so, and then what I've just been doing on the cards is I'll mark like what the symbol is for that, for the month I'm working on, because they're not always the same. I know, I think when this pattern was first developed, it was like in a magazine, so it was, you know, spread out. And the designer, it's hands-on design, the designer said that she tried to use some, you know, the same colors in each one, but since they weren't charted together, that didn't always work. But anyway, so that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to kind of keep the colors consistent. Okay, what else did I work on? Oh, I worked on Froth and Bubble yesterday, which is my long dog sampler. Yesterday was Leap Day, and Erin, 2 Martini Stitcher, and a ton of people were doing a long dog Leap Day sal. The idea being to start a long dog and then possibly like work on it every 29th, and you're supposed to be done by next Leap Day, so that's 4 years, right? Well, I already had this in progress, and I didn't have any plans to start another long dog. I don't have one, and they're pretty big projects. I didn't want to start another one because of, you know, what I just said. I don't want to have too many starts. But Erin did open it up and say, if you already have one, work on that. So that's what I did. So this is Froth and Bubble. So let's see. I added the blue. I, you know, continued this line. I did this blue line all the way down and over. The butterfly, I already had the outline and the darker blue stitches, but I put in the light ones, and then I started on that, and, you know, all this black and that gold part. So that's what I did. I didn't actually start this until later in the evening because I was working on the Mermaid yesterday, trying to get that completed. So I pulled out my long dog. I think it's a good idea, you know, the idea of like working on this every 29th. I mean, I don't know if I'll do that. I'm really, really, really bad at, I don't know what to call it, setting rules, setting, you know, this is why I don't do any of the challenge groups. They all sound really cool, and I just know that I would not do it. I just want to work on them. I focus on something, and, you know, I stitch on what I want to stitch on each day, and I do rotate through a few things every week. So I don't stitch on the same thing every day. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I get, you know, stuck on a project that I'm really enjoying, and I'll stitch on it, you know, 3 times that week. But, or, you know, if I really have a focus that I want to get something done. But the idea of all these challenges and stuff, they sound great. They do. They sound totally fun. And I just know that it would not make my stitching a happy experience. I just don't want to do things that way. This is like the same with the organization. I was watching Annie, Joyfield Stitcher. I watch her every Friday night. You know, I joke it's like my Friday night date since I have no other kind of date happening in my life. And she is doing a generous thing. I'm not going to use that word that no one wants to use. Well, I guess I can say it in the middle of the video, right? So she's doing a giveaway. She has like 4 packages that are really nice. And the first 3 are all like stitchy things, like, you know, different, you know, kitted kits or a bunch of stuff, whatever. And her 4th one is a happy planner. And when she first pulled it out, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And yes, I want to win. And then I thought about it. I'm like, why should I? Don't put that on there that I want it, because if I win it, that means somebody else isn't winning it who would use it, and I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna be so excited, and I'm gonna set it all up, and then it's gonna sit there empty for the entire year because I'm not gonna do anything with it. You know, I'm using my little glitter thing that I've shown you guys 1,000 times, and I am pretty much, you know, remembering if I start something to put it on the list, and if I finish something to mark it off. See, I did that with the Little Mermaid. But I just, you know, and I'm remembering to write down the number of stitches for my full coverage. But even like marking off a little, oh, I worked on that today thing, I'm already like, I've got myself confused on that, and I don't know which ones are accurate and which ones aren't. So this is working for me. This is the organization level that I can handle. And if I had a big old planner, I would love getting it, and I would love putting it together, and then I wouldn't use it. So it's like I didn't ask for that when I put my name in, because that would be bad. If I got that, I would be taking away from somebody who would probably really enjoy using it and use it for challenge groups or whatever and be organized, like, you know, the people that I admire. I'm not organized like that. Okay, the last thing I worked on, was my gathering honey, which, as you guys may be aware, I started for my Be My Own Valentine Sal. I think I'm going to do this again next year. I'm going to pick another pattern that has a bee. I started my Black Cat birthday sale last year in August and enjoyed it, and I'm doing it again this year. So, you know, my channel, maybe these will be little traditions that I do when I start a big sale like that. So, I don't know if I'm going to find another pattern that I like as much as this one. But this is the blue flower, gathering honey. And I'm doing this on a 22 count Hardanger. So I got some more done on the beehive, and then I started on the dress. I did change the color on the lady. Well, I mean, I pulled my own colors, but I, you know, for the most part, try to stick to the colors that are called for, you know, or something similar to the colors that are called for. On the little lady, I'm changing the color of her dress a lot to like a pinky, peachy, variegated. It's really pretty. And then I'm changing her hair to purple. Because, well, for obvious reasons. But I'm just loving this. And the thing that is like, okay, you know, this is like one of those fangirl things. Okay, my light is totally getting weird here. But so blue flowers, Jeannie McGowan, and you know, when I posted updates on Etsy, on Instagram of this project, my other projects, and she commented. She said she loved my fabric, and she was asking me questions about how I did it and stuff, because she said she was dyeing, I guess, tablecloths for Market. And so she was asking me, you know, how I did it, and she loved my fabric, and she left like a nice comment, and we had like a little dialogue about dyeing, and I was like, that is like so thrilling when a designer who, you know, you like their stuff, you know, obviously they're real people, but you know, you have a real person moment, and they're like, they followed me, and they liked my interpretation of their design, because obviously I'm not doing things the way that they get, you know, charted, or, you know, the way it's done exactly on their pattern, but she likes it, so that really made me feel kind of good. So anyway, I'm sure did Market start already, or is it starting next week? I don't know. All the people talking about Market. I am not into the whole Market thing. Possibly that's because I don't have a lot of money, so I can't go and do all these like pre-purchases and stuff. And I don't totally understand why everybody, I mean, I understand being excited about patterns and new patterns and stuff like that. I mean, of course. But I don't understand the big like, oh, I have to get it right this second and pre-order and whatever, because I mean, there's still things in the stores from last year's Market. I mean, they're still there. So I don't totally understand why it's like the huge hype that I have to get everything right now. I mean, I can't get everything right now, so maybe that's why I'm Miss Negative Nelly about Market, but I don't totally understand the hype. Because I watched a bunch of people, and they're like, oh, you know, I'm doing Stitch from Stash, but forget it this month because I ordered, you know, 10 charts from, you know, all the, it's like, okay, yeah, I feel bad when I order one chart, that I'm spending too much money. So I am really, I guess, in a different plane of stitching existence. And I can't consider myself to be a collector of cross-stitch charts. I'm a cross-stitcher. I know the collector thing is a separate issue. I can't afford that hobby. So, so I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, so that was pretty much my, my whips for the week. I did have a couple days where I still wasn't feeling great, so I didn't stitch a lot. You know, when I had that stomach flu thing, it did really knock me out, and I've been kind of exhausted this week. I've gotten home from work and just like laid down, you know, made myself a little bit something to eat, but I just haven't had a lot of energy. And I don't know if it's a combination of, you know, recovering from the flu, this whole stress of having to do my apartment. Because I'll tell you, when I get stressed and I have to do stuff, I don't want to do anything. It's kind of like when I feel really broke, the first thing I want to do is buy stuff. So I kind of do that opposite thing. I don't know. That's just my mental makeup, I guess. Yeah, but I've just been a little bit out of it this week. So hopefully that will get better. But I don't think I stitched as much as I normally do. Okay, so have a couple of things to show you. That would be, you know, haul or stash acquisition or whatever cute word you want to call it. I did not purchase anything, but I was watching Erin, Two Martini Stitcher. I feel like I mention her all the time, but I like her. She's one of my favorites. Her, Nicole from Darvana Lee Design Studios, and Annie from Joyfield Stitcher, and Jules now from Moonshine Craftcast. I never miss their videos. I mean, they come and I watch them. Then I have a whole ton of other people that, you know, they do a video and, you know, and I try and watch it that week. But those four, I pretty much watch them. Oh, and Stitching in the Cabin, I watch those like immediately. So there's a couple people that I watch like right away because I just really enjoy them. And Erin's one of the first people I think I started watching. So I don't know, I kind of feel an affinity for her and her videos. But anyway, so her birthday is in March. I think it's March 24th. I'm not 100% sure, but I am going to be sending her some, you know, future Etsy shop stuff, which I was going to send her anyway, but now it's an excuse because it's her birthday. I can send it for her birthday too. But anyway, she's going to be doing a sale for her birthday, and I can't remember exactly what it's called. If it's Lucky Birthday Sale, I'll find it and I will list it below. But she decided to start, gosh, I don't know which pattern she's doing, but she's doing an owl forest stitchery pattern. And so she decided for herself to either stitch on an owl forest stitchery pattern or something that has to do with luck or, you know, Irish or, you know, that kind of thing. So she did mention during the course of the video that there were a couple free patterns on owl forest stitchery because I appreciate it so much when people join in on the sales that I host, like my Black Cat birthday sale or the Be My Own Valentine sale that I did this past month. It makes me feel so good when people are joining in with me on that. And so, you know, when other people are having birthday sales, I really do want to participate in some way, just, you know, to honor them. And, you know, but when she first mentioned it was owl forest stitchery, it's like, I can't afford to get another pattern. I just can't. And then she mentioned that there was you know, free patterns, and especially this one, which is called Autumn Cat. And so I went on there and snapped it up. It was free. It's cute. I mean, you guys all know I have a black cat, so it kind of fits. Yeah, so I got this pattern, this owl forest embroidery free pattern. I think Jules actually from Moonshine Craftcast is going to do this pattern as well. Okay, you guys also know me that of course I never do anything, not never, but I don't always do stuff like as charted or, you know, whatever. So I thought it would be kind of cool to use, you know, similar colors, but to use some of my my beloved needle necessities that are highly variegated. Like I thought I would do the cat maybe instead of all black, I'm going to do them in this black and white and gray variegated. And there's a lot of autumn colors, so yeah, so I pulled some of these. Oops, excuse me. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do because I pulled a bunch of stuff, but I haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet. The other thing is I need to pick a background. This is done like on a kind of, I don't know, like a dark gray. But I thought, I I dyed this piece of fabric when I was gonna start my Tree of Butterflies, and I've been intrigued by kind of like the, well, I guess they're painted actually fabrics, but ones where it variegates from, you know, through colors. And I did this piece of fabric, and for that particular pattern and the colors I wanted, it didn't look good at all. But I do think it's pretty, and I was thinking like it might be kind of cool, even if it's horizontal, you know, and so the variegation goes across instead of up. Because when I originally did it, I did it because it was going to be a tree, right? So I wanted kind of like ground into sky, and it didn't turn out like that. But I still think it's really pretty. And it's very wrinkly. I have to wet it and then iron it, because that's the only way I'm going to get the wrinkles out of this. But so I'm thinking that I might use this, because I think that would be pretty with all these autumny colors, you know. And I just dropped another one. So maybe that. Then my other options, I mean, aside from dyeing a piece of fabric, which I don't know, I just don't feel like doing that for this one. I also have this 18, no, this is a Hardanger. I have this bright red Hardanger, which might actually look really cool. And then I have, this is a piece of 18 count, and it's kind of like this rusty brown color. So I don't know. I mean, this would work too, I guess. This would work with all these colors. But this is really not like my color. So I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit torn. I don't know which one I'm gonna do. And these two colors, it's like, because they're so dark to start with, I got a big pack of fabric off of eBay with the intention of dyeing it, but where there were a few colors in there that, like, I don't think I could dye this. I mean, the only thing I could do is add like black or gray to it. Same with the red. So I don't know. What do you guys think? If you see this video today or tomorrow, tell me what you think as far as what color fabric. Because I might start this today, but I might wait a few days to start it and wait to get some input on what you guys think on fabric. I don't know. I'm leaning towards the one I dyed. I just dropped another floss on the floor. I'm leaning towards this one I dyed. But then I have this red and this brown also. So, give me some input, you guys. Okay. So that's the only thing that I got. But then, I got a little package in the mail this week. And I was like, what is this? I haven't ordered anything. Two that I dropped on the floor. And I got this cute little package from Erin with this adorable card. So she sent this out, and I know in one of her videos she was talking about that she made these things and brought them to a meetup, and then she had a bunch of extra. And I was one of the people that she sent it to for a cute little Valentine's thing. Just like a stitchy Galentine friendship thing. And there may or may not have been some chocolates in here that lasted about 30 seconds after I got it. But she made this like super cute thread drop thing, and she did a little bee because of my own Valentine style. So cute. And then she made these little thread drops to go with it. It's so adorable. And I mean, really well done. It's like, see, when I see stuff like this, sometimes it's like, why would I bother opening an Etsy shop? Because I just don't know if I have like the quality talent that other people do. But look how cute this is. Anyway, so I got that from Erin, and I'm very appreciative. Thank you very much, Erin. I was gonna like send you a text message, and then I thought, well, I'll put in my video first. So anyway, yeah, I mean, so cute. And I'm thinking about maybe putting it with the flosses for my Winnie the Pooh, because it's a bee. I don't know. Or if I'll save it, or maybe I'll just use it for the flosses for for the one that I'm doing for her birthday. I don't know. But anyway, thank you very much, Erin. I really, really appreciate it. Then I got an email from somebody, from Cynthia, and she said she was going to send me something. So I haven't gotten it yet. She said I would get it this week. I think she's sending me some kind of magazine. That'll be cool. I'll be able to show you next week. And hopefully this week I will get the kits that I ordered. I ordered 4 flower patterns that go together. They're really kind of like, I don't know. You'll see them obviously when I show them to you. They really appealed to me though. They were just kind of like these weird, like watercolor things where it's like these blotches of color and then the black actually makes the picture. I don't know. They really appealed to me, and I hadn't really seen anything like that before, so I went ahead and got it. Anyway, I think that's it for today, you guys. I have no idea how long I've been talking because that stupid thing on the calendar is still on my screen. But I hope you guys have a great stitchy week. I hope you have a relaxing week. I don't know that I'm going to because I have this whole situation happening, but it'll be over soon. And but you know, next week I'll be able to tell you that I'm done with it, and knock wood, that will be like the last time I have to do it. But anyway, I hope that you guys have a wonderful week, and in the meantime, please remember to always be content, be kind, and be crafty. And this is Karla. Have a wonderful week, you guys. Bye.